All right, welcome back, and we're straight into the action. The pistol round actually going on here between Havu and SUPERTEAM. Almost over, actually. It's a 2-on-2 situation, so let's get swiftly into the game, shall we? So we can actually see the last part of this round, people. Please, come on, production, make it happen. Alexi and Karan versus Cardi in game here in an after-plan situation.
It's like doing radio in the 60s. You have to actually describe what's going on.
Exactly. Alexi actually getting that kill. It becomes a 1-on-1.
Nappy's overpass.
Ooh!
I'm flying to the A side. Alexi gets the headshot. It's the 4th kill of the round.
We get the lineups now.
It's the guy second from the left.
Yeah.
4 kills. Big ups.
Solid start to the game. Solid start. There we go. Welcome in. Round number 2 going on here. And we have a force block coming in from SUPERTEAM after losing that pistol. And yeah, as Tommy said, it is overpass again. And Havu played this against iGame yesterday, or the day before, actually, Thursday. Just manhandling them, actually.
Lots of early damage dealt against Havu here. Lost 3 players early on. Seemed like a bit of a miscommunication. They kind of went out one by one, each of them, without really waiting for teammates. And that cost them badly. No weapons picked up by the Swedish SUPERTEAM just yet. So it's 2v4. Certainly not out of reach for Havu, but very tough start. Almost full health for all the SUPERTEAM players. Game looks to be saving for an op. He hasn't gone for an armor on the second round. Everybody else has a pistol and armor. So 2v4, let's see if Sergey, who's the young star of the Havu team, might be the most skilled player in Finland currently. Could be.
Yeah.
I would say highest skill ceiling, certainly. So they'll be looking at him to bring this back. Reflex is the leader of the team. He's been around for
ages.
Probably like 12 years. It's finally floated towards the top. They're just using up a lot of time here. Very scared of SUPERTEAM having pushed up towards the B side, just walking, clearing every corner. And the problem with this approach is by the time Havu finally gets into the bomb site, there's just going to be no time left, and they're going to have to get the bomb planted. It doesn't look like SUPERTEAM has any players on the site, so they should be able to do that. But they're cutting it very close.
They definitely are. Well, as we get the game sounds coming in as well. That's a pleasant surprise. Bomb is going to go down. Sergey, the Reflex, with a lot of work to do here. But should SUPERTEAM take this 2 individually, there's still a chance for them to get this. As Reflex actually has an idea. Game is here. He's going to get that pick. Even more of a chance for them now to come into it, as there is no defuse kit for the CTs either. So this is actually looking pretty all right for Havu right now.
Sergey gets 2 kills, so it should be an easy round. It was a big mistake by SUPERTEAM, I thought. They just left the B side completely open. Basically, they just gambled that Havu would go to A.
Yeah.
And if they didn't, well, they just get the bomb planted for free in a 4v2. They didn't even have anybody spotting it. That was the problem.
That's weird, yeah.
So they couldn't even rotate until the bomb was already being planted.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have easily sorted that out by having game rotate from connector to water and just spot the entrance towards monster from there.
Yep.
That was definitely a misplay for the 4-on-2 point onwards. Havu surviving a scare early on.
And now stack from SUPERTEAM towards the B bomb site is the name of the game. And you see Havu just taking things slowly right now. All the way back, 1 in connector, 3 not even to the fountain yet, just holding it. Reflex holding B. And in the meanwhile, you have pretty much all of these CTs here in the B bomb site.
Just a very, very slow round. Appears both teams sort of adjusted a little too much for the previous round, because Havu went too fast into the playground fountain area. That's how they lost their players in the opening round. Meanwhile, SUPERTEAM are now stacking B after stacking A.
And now Alexi is being the scout here. He has a Mac Daddy to his name. He's going to be the one to be probing the map, basically. It's gone to the connector now. Just making sure they're not getting surprised by a stack once again. And well,
starting to gain some map control. About 50 seconds left on a clock.
Yeah, that's the last. It's the same thing happened when they were playing iGame. Is that they took so much time. So there were situations where this could have been very hard for them at times, because down to like 10 seconds a lot of times. So that's a lot of risk.
Alexi spots the only CT player playing in the A side. It's basically just trying to force Havu to go to the B.
Well, Sarda is going to get the first pick. They're committed to a bomb site. 15 seconds on the clock. Smoking up the choke points. And as we can see right now, all of the CTs are on the opposite side of the map.
And they're just rotating all the way back. Just going to go for exit kills. Going to go for exit kills at the end of the round. Not even attempt to win this round. It's going to be 3-0 for Havu early on. And there's Reflex getting the opener.
Oh, now it's all about keeping it clean for Havu.
The problem with that is, as soon as Super Team peaked, now Havu are just exiting the other way. They're not even going to get a chance for kills. Quick rotation here towards the B site. Might be able to catch a couple of the players, but it's going to be tough to score any kills. Alexi just farming money, and that was actually a bad decision at the end for Super Team. Alexi just getting so much money by getting those 3 kills at the end with the SMG.
All right, here goes the first actual weapon round. We have game on that AWP from the city side. The last time we watched this map, we didn't really get to see a lot of coordinated aggression on the city side. Let's see and hope we'll have that from the Super Team. And Havu, on the other hand, as I said before, they take their sweet time in a lot of the rounds. They come down to the last 20 usually before they commit to the bomb sites. Now again, they're going to be taking B short, with Alexi being the leading man. But things are probably going to slow down from there on out. Just trying to waste the utilities from the CTs before going for an execute.
Reflex looked like he spammed Noel through the smoke in Monster. That's what it looked like. Yup. So that was just a free entry kill. Second one there. Alexi scores 1 as someone just wildly runs out B short towards water, gets taken out.
Yeah, and
third kill there, and this is just
one
collapsing.
by one. Yeah, it's just 1 by 1. No one's been able to be anywhere near to a refrag from the CT side so far.
No, just a complete collapse. Sergey gets taken out by Game,
and
who then gets traded right after.
And I'm managing to miss every single kill.
Last CT here, 1 point of health, gets taken out by Alexi. That was just a horrible round.
Jesus.
For the team calling them the Super Team.
Yeah, that's quite ironic in that run, actually. That's very ironic. But oh well.
We'll see.
We'll see. It's early days, early days.
These guys still got a chance to get back into it, but they're going to have to wake up. The early signs are not good from the 4-on-2 point onwards or the 4th round. Some armors, but again, sort of a inconsistent buy from the CT. Some pistols, some armors, some not.
This is, you know, like the kind of puggy type of a buy, you know? That's what you do when you're playing Face It.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's not a super, maybe it's average, and maybe instead of a team, it's a pug.
Probably is.
It's the average pug.
I think YZN as a Swedish streamer, first of all.
Well, you're also a streamer, but some people also think you can play. So maybe he's just trying to pull off the...
Pretty sure I'm not a streamer per se. I just stream.
No, I think today you're a streamer.
Today?
No, like today you would classify you as a streamer.
Okay. Fair enough.
Hate to see it, but you made it happen yourself. So nobody else to point fingers at.
Well,
frustration building in the commentator booth.
Early days, of course. Still all mates, of course. As we have 40 on the clock right now. So again, we see Havu just taking their sweet time.
And this time they haven't really even gained map control. They really sort of just waited for a push. It never came, and they're going to execute into the B site now. Piron is the one who's going to have to make something happen for a Super Team to have a chance. Gets the first kill, does some damage, but not enough. 4v3 right now. There's still a couple players in the site. Get taken out. Bomb's going to be planted. Sergey's low on health, but he's going to be able to hide here. Good spam, just not connecting. And it's definitely going to be... Definitely should be another round for Havu. Make it 5-0 for the Finns early on. Lexi connects on 2 kills at the end of that one. 5-0. And Super Team 5-ish K. Another up. This time it's not going to be a glass cannon. But... still not a perfect buy by enemies. I'm not really sure why Super Team keep going for these force buys when they're not really doing anything as a team. So far, it seems like they've just been wasting quite a bit of money. Let's see.
Yep, off of the game once again. See if we can make it work. They are pushing. They're giving a bit of a stack
for the north boost.
Yeah.
I'll give them credit for this one.
Wow.
And they have so much information, but the problem is pretty soon they're going to have to rotate because they have no one in connector, and they're going to have to give up all the informational advantage. So now if Havu just delay long enough,
which they usually do,
Super Team's not going to be able to get anything out of that because they're going to have to be wary of long.
Yep.
And bathrooms once again. Let's see.
But it seems like it's going to be a big execute actually happening already. The push is coming in. But that's a good solid flash.
Kind of stalling from a couple of flashes. 2 first entries go to Reflex. Noel replies. 4v3. Gets a second kill, but Sergey instantly trades. It's a 3v2. Bomb should be getting planted. Still down on the ground. No one's picked it up. There he goes. Oh. So bomb's planted 3v2, and game has an op. So he's the one who's gonna have to get a pick or two here. Misses an easy kill there on the Reflex, and that's gonna make things tricky. And they both get taken out. Game's chance was actually to get the op kill. He missed that. He should have been able to communicate to his teammate. The Reflex fell back to the bomb site. And in that case, the Molotov that his teammate threw should have actually been to the plant spot, at which point Reflex would have needed to move, would have given them at least a chance at a kill. But a bit of a miscommunication by the CTs. 6-0 now for Havu. Tons of money on their side, and another sort of quasi-broken buy, but not really, by Super Team.
Yeah, game coming for the cheeky deagle push, but doesn't get anything out of it. Now he's kind of stuck in connector, but he does have 2 players backing him up at toilets. Why is that Admin here with a scout? That's the one that needs to be doing work here for Super Team, but instead it's just gonna get grenaded.
Touchdown.
That's a Kobe.
You know, Kobe actually has a very poor field goal percentage. Whoever came up with that really doesn't know basketball.
Neither do I, so.
He's a chucker. He takes a lot of shots, hits quite a few of them, usually the right ones, but he doesn't have a good field goal percentage. That's a horrible term, Reddit. Learn your basketball or stick to something else. Touchdown works, because only touchdowns are the ones that actually end up
all right. We got
in the end zone.
We got the point. We got the point.
Just clarifying. Just trying to educate people, that's what I do. 7-0 Havu, and things are just not looking good at all for Super Team.
This has been a landslide, hasn't it?
Obviously, give full credit to Havu's coach.
Tompa. Your ex-teammate.
One of the old school Finnish CS greats, standing there.
With a great beard.
Trying to pretend like he doesn't hear us. It's too cool. 7-0 nonetheless for his team. And Super Team, some aggression. Looks like one of their players is playing aggressive towards the bathroom. They're spotting long from far out. Cordy's gonna be helping Game here, but Game gets instantly pushed back. It looks like he's gonna retake with a flash here. Go for another peek.
They're gonna flash long, and Cordy here is ready for that. But the timing is gonna be key as Karan is coming in. He gets that first kill straight away.
Was just maybe 1 second too late. 1 second earlier, Karan gets blind, he dies, and the entire round shifts over. Perron, meanwhile, loses 90 health. I think that was towards Monster once again, I think. So another rough early start for Super Team.
Sergey already in a very, very good position right now. He does get smoked off, but as you can tell here, he's very up front. The whole problem is, why is it in here? Just behind the wall, on the other side.
It looks like Havu are getting ready to execute. Execute into the A site. 3 people towards Banana, 2 towards Long, including the bomb carrier. And just a matter of time. Reflex another spam through a smoke.
That was timely.
Dealing a lot of damage without seeing opponents. Sarte gets the entry into the site with an op, and things are just going from bad to worse.
Alexi might be overextending his stay here a little bit. Well, at least he doesn't push it. Well, eventually he does. Well, timing works out in his favor because he's already fell back to B.
At this point, you just need to get exits. If you're Super Team, try to survive.
Yeah.
Havu, meanwhile, chasing down the last 2 weapons. Not a lot of money for Super Team.
On the other hand,
they're all completely broke. So it's a round where it makes perfect sense to just be chasing. Even if you lose all your weapons, if you get these two weapons out, it's still good for you.
Yep.
And there goes Noel. Perron, the last player, with 8 points of health, gets taken out by Sergey. That's 8-0 now. And none of these rounds have even been close.
No, nowhere near being close. I'm afraid.
Super Team really haven't even come close to winning a round.
Yeah, very one-sided so far.
You see Super Team on the camera right there.
YZN hasn't had the strongest start. I mean, he's had quite a funny, right? It's when you're having a rough start and then you just get killed through smoke and that kind of stuff happens like in the previous round. Reflex just destroyed him through the smoke. So frustration mounting for sure. Takes a bit of courage to be able to come through that, but still all to play for here. 7 left in the first half, so.
We saw in the previous round that game can still turn around from 1 to 8.
Sure.
So it's not too late, but,
no, it's definitely
let's see. For those less familiar with the Finnish CS scene, Sergey and Alexei are really the hopes of the scene, you would say. Some of the younger players who have shown a lot of promise, who could become the next star players in the country.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, definitely. Sergey is, what, 15 years old, and he was just recently picked up when Disturb stepped down from Havu. So I think that's the right move to make for both parties, to have Sergey come in. Alexei, obviously, last year had his kind of a rise to...
Well, he really came out from a Finnish team that only ever attended Finnish lands, and then joined ENS, had some success internationally, and got some experience.
I think the big thing that really I was surprised and very, it's cool to see from Alexei that he has like a leadership kind of a mentality, and he makes sure his team is always focused. He has the team huddles, and he's the kind of guy who makes it work. But as I'm blathering here, there's a fight going on here. It's already a 4-on-3. Advantage again is on Havu's side.
And this really has just been a very, very one-sided game thus far. I mean, Super Team just have... I'm not really sure how this game got to overpass, because it doesn't look like they're at all ready for this. And if they actually are a pug, I can think of, I don't know, 5 maps that are easier to play as a pug than overpass.
Definitely don't go to overpass. Maybe it's one of those maps where they've been doing well on facing pugs. Like, yeah, boys, let's go to overpass. And an actual team is going to wreck it if I'm assuming they are a pug. But, I mean, not sure. There's not a lot to go by when it comes to stats, right? So,
well, also when you call your team Super Team, that's not usually a name of an actual team. Perron, the last man standing here, he's getting swarmed from every direction. He's gonna get the first kill, and Alexei is actually very low.
Possible here.
Could actually get interesting. Oh, he gets the second kill. So it's a 1v1 right now. Him against Reflex, and I think Perron's aware of where Reflex is. 25 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna hear him. He's gonna hear. Does he not?
Okay, this is getting a little too technical for Reflex at this point in time. 10 seconds on the clock.
Oh, come on. No.
Oh, jeez. This is...
What is Perron doing? He has 100 health. Why is he playing so passively?
Oh, well. He's thinking it's an A-bomb site plant. Apparently, not only to realize it's not. As we can see, Reflex has already made his way through Monster. He's in a very, very good positioning considering the bomb plant as well. Still a grenade, a smoke, and a flash for Mr. Perron here to use. So that could be a different figure, but it's going to be a duel at the barrels, and eventually Perron does win it, but very, very dicey at it.
No, that was kind of poorly played by Reflex. He didn't really need to go all the way around. At the same time, he really did not need to peek at the time that he did. He could have played the clock a lot more efficiently.
But again... But
that's one round for the Swedes. It's their first round. And they have absolutely no money to work with this round.
Yeah.
So this is going to be tough for them, because so far they just haven't had success. Even that was a 1v3.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
really sustainable.
Can't really bank on that happening every single time.
No, definitely not.
So let's see. You got the Dragon Lore towards long.
Is it a Dragon Lore? Oh, yeah, it is. It's a beautiful Dragon Lore.
It is.
We're just gonna follow the Dragon Lord now.
That's what makes you a good observer. They all do. Follow the Dragon Lore.
It's one thing that matters. Well, anyway, this round is very big here for the half.
Playing somewhat aggressive towards Banana with a FAMAS. This is the This is the one area of the map where Super Team just haven't had any success, where they've given up a lot of picks round after. And Cordy is just... I mean, he just had no teammate spotting the main entrance from bathroom, so he just kind of turned around, not really holding anything and nothing at the same time. And this is just...
Horrible.
This is horrible from Super Team. They just have no control of the site. Alexi basically just waltzes into the site all by himself, kills the 2 players that are somewhat playing there.
Already abandoning it.
Neither of them even looking at him. He literally killed 2 people as the entry killer to their backs, just walking into the site. Now they got the bomb planted, and it's going to be 10-1. That's an interesting way to lose a round.
Even if you're a pug, it's so easy to establish certain like basic things such as how do we hold banana or what do we do?
I would just recommend that you set up your defense in a way. There's a team kill coming in. I think he's in the negatives now.
Oh, he got one, so he's back to 0.
And this is you hate to see it. Oh man. That's a rough start.
What? That's a little bit of a late. I think that's, first of all, that's maybe too late for tactical. Could have maybe happened like 5 rounds ago. Maybe.
I would have recommended it around maybe 8-1 or so.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't really need to wait this long. I mean, they've really just had no answers to any of what Havu's been doing. I mean, generally just looks like they haven't had much of anything to work with so far. The previous round really was just mind-boggling. How often can you send 1 player into the bomb site? He gets 2 entry kills where neither of the CTs even looks at you. You kill 2 people in the back as the first guy walking into a bomb site. How often does that happen?
You look into it.
That's just unreal.
I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where you're lacking basic fundamentals when you're Super Team at this point. The little things such as making sure that you don't put yourself in a situation where you have to do 180-degree swipes all the time because you're not sure if he's coming from the front of you or behind you, right? Like that's not cool at all, is it?
No,
not supposed to happen.
It's another force buy from Super Team, because why not?
Hail Marys all across the board.
I mean, it's 1-10 there. Their CT defense has been pretty good, so why not? I mean, they'll probably win even with 1.5K buy. Let's see, some aggression towards connector, early damage dealt with a nade. Looks like they're going to be pushing. Are they going to be going through the smoke or just staying here? The same Dragon Lore being held by Xart.
Baiting it. Just taking that shot, being ready for the push.
And Sergey gets the opening kill. 5v4, and Havu just slowly taking over the map, and there's just nothing Super Team can seemingly do about it. What's been surprising to me is Super Team haven't gone for even somewhat, I mean, I understand maybe they don't have much planned, but you could easily do some coordinated pushes. You could maybe send 2 people pushing long, 1 person faking by the fountain area, just throwing excess nades. Maybe you send 2 people up the balloons. You do the boost that you did in the first round. That gave you so much information, but you just couldn't capitalize on it. The very first weapon round where they had an up. That could have been good. Instead, it appears they're sort of just playing as 5 individuals. It actually kind of looks like your average matchmaking game with a couple of Russian dudes. Just some team killing going on again. There's a radar in the top left corner of your screen. You can see where your teammates are. For those unaware, not saying anybody on the server doesn't know. Maybe someone in the audience is newer to the game.
Yeah, we all have to go through the learning curve of the game, don't we? But yeah, it's not looking pretty. 100%. That force buy is out the window. A bit of a push there coming in for Super Team towards the A, towards Banana, towards Fountain, but they didn't really get much out of it. It's Havu going to the B-bomb site. Once again, keeping it clean as well.
This must be the
I'm gonna damage report.
fifth or so force buy round for Super Team. I mean, they're just wasting so many potential weapon round attempts on force buying every single time they don't have money. YZN 0-12, 12 rounds in. Not doing a whole lot to contribute for his team.
Well, I'm gonna see a bit of aggression coming in here.
But it's in a full save round.
Yeah. They're gonna have to take the risk, and now there's gonna be a full blown out push coming in, but Alexi with a triple kill. Karan chimes in with a team kill. And Alexi with the 4th kill of his own.
And even there, actually, the first guy who peeked out from the stairs, he saw 3 people who are all blind. The problem is his teammates were all just a little bit too far out that they couldn't instantly start shooting. And as soon as the first USP, they heard the first USP, I think it was Alexi who was the first man out, just started spraying, got 3 kills, round over. Alexi 22 kills, YZN 0 kills.
Yeah. What can you say about that one then? Moving the swiftly along, Alexi already in B short. Yes, probing that bomb site behind the sandbags. Possibly gonna get some information, gets a kill. Little does he know there's another one pushing in, but he has a teammate next to him in the form of Karan, who's gonna stop Karan from being able to capitalize on the information.
That's gonna be the trade kill actually, but Karan's there instantly to trade. It's a 4v3. Looks like Havu are getting ready now to go into the site. YZN shut down to 22 health points. Still without a kill. Game is the one player who's really had some success here, getting kills, I think. Let's see, he gets caught off guard, just jumping around. No help from his teammate. YZN gets killed for the 14th time, still with a 0 on the board.
No pressure, though, of course.
If we do some simple arithmetic here, we realize that Alexi has more kills than the entire CT team combined. Alexi 23, Super Team 22. Look at that.
It's not a pretty image, is it, in a game of Counter-Strike, for sure.
Maybe we send 4 of the Havu guys into the player lounge and see if Alexi just can win the last 3 rounds by himself.
That's a little harsh. That's a little harsh.
Well, he does have more kills. And that would, that would make this a gladiator type event. Right now, it's not much of an event at all. That would actually be something. Everybody tune in. Alexi versus 5 Swedes. 13-1 for Alexi.
All right, then. Last round and a half.
I'm going to make the executive decision to follow YZN as he chases his opening kill of the half.
We're going to be on the watch. We are going to be on that watch.
Lets his 2 teammates go past him.
Yeah, well.
And finally, on round 15, Super Team actually have something resembling a setup in the A side. That's the 15th death for YZN. My colleague Natu here trying to keep himself together. Not successful at it.
That was so unfortunate.
5v2 for Havu. It was unfortunate. I mean, he had a lot of unfortunate rounds. He got killed with a nade out. He got killed through a smoke at least once. It's going to be 14-1 for Havu. No kills for Super Team, which means at the end of the half, we do a little math here. We end up with 22 kills for Super Team, and for Alexi, we have 23.
Yeah, that's a not a good look for a Super Team for sure.
The 3rd and 4th most frags for Havu have more than the entire Super Team together. It's just been a very one-sided game. I think that sums it together.
Yeah, it's really hard to start
Just looks like the veto was just done poorly for Super Team. Quite frankly, it doesn't seem like they have anything to work with Hero and Overpass. They haven't really done anything as a team. It hasn't looked like they've had any setups. And every single round, basically, Havu's just taken over the map methodically, one by one. Not even with necessarily impressive way of taking over with nades and clearing the right areas at the right times. They just waltz in and get killed.
Tommy, you never know if the Super Team name comes from their superior T-sides.
It's possible. I just have my reservations.
Which is fair to have at this point, as the pistol round is live already. They do have a smoke and a flash and YZN, everyone else with an armor. And they're slowly making their way towards Banana and along. Through Connector and through Fountain here. But in the meanwhile, you can see already on the minimap that we have 3 of the CTs, Sergey, Sarda, and Reflex, just holding passively on the A-bomb side.
look at Alexi. Alexi's pushed all the way out from B, which means they have all the information. That's how they're able to stack the A site. 4 players with armor for Havu, so these guys are going to be taking all the duels that they can. Zarte's the one with the kit for the team. There comes the smoke. Sergey can't see through that. Super Team's going to be able to walk up close from long A. There are 2 players with the bomb, taking some damage through the smoke.
Yeah, that was a bit of a stack.
But look at Alexi. Alexi is almost all the way behind these guys at long. And if they delay any longer, Alexi missing some shots, gets the first kill, doesn't get the second kill. It's Zarte who steals that away. Game getting some kills here in the site, but that's 15-1. And YZN still sitting at 0 kills. That's 0 on the scoreboard, though. In reality, he's got 1 kill.
Sure.
Actually, 2 kills. Just one of them just happened to be his teammate.
We can make that count. It is match point for Havu now. Unfortunately, it's been a fairly one-sided, well, very one-sided affair so far. And like you said, Alexi just having that monster flank is what sealed the deal in that run effectively, because it helped Havu to have that 4-man stack on the bomb side A. But now we see Super Team picking up the pace. Pistols and armors being bought as they do need to. Chime 14 in a row if they want to have a slice of this game. We have YZN again already going down to 18 HP in the first contact to the opposition. He's not having a great time, is he?
He's just having a very rough time.
This is just like the Counter-Strike. This is his personal Counter-Strike nightmare going on right now.
Maybe he's asleep. Maybe he actually is streaming. Maybe that's why he has 0 kills. That's a little rough.
Yeah, come on. Don't need to be an asshole.
It's talent. All right, so one more round that Havu needs here. As we said, YZN already down to 18 health points. Not a lot to work with. I mean, Havu just smartly, they've bunkered into the bomb sites to make sure that Super Team can score any early entry kills. Can't pick any guns away. So now they're just going to have to group up together. It looks like bomb site A is what they're going to choose to go for. And they're just going to have to run in and hope for some kills.
Well, Sergey is in a prime position right now. He's going to get one, could have more, but it's Karan with that double kill actually, taking on the bomb side. And while this is actually looking very, very competitive right now for Super Team, as it's only Karan left here in a 1-on-3 situation. But, oh, well, there. Hello, game. We've got some deagle.
Nice shots there from Super Team. That really looked horrible after Sergey got the opening kill as they entered the site.
But prior to the patch where they nerfed UMP, I mean, that would probably been a mowdown for Sergey, right?
Yeah.
It's like the armor penetration has been lowered a little bit for the weapon, which makes a massive difference in that kind of a situation.
Are we playing with the latest patch?
I mean, if you mean the one that came out...
I guess the beta still.
It's still in beta.
For the Tech
yeah,
9.
Exactly. So that hasn't changed yet, no. Yeah, I got caught up by that too.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I was playing game. I was like, I wonder how's the spray pattern for the Tech 9 where you're going full spam. It's like, oh shit, they haven't changed it yet, have they? So, interesting to see how it changes the game though.
So Havu here, not really doing anything special. They're kind of just holding their own spots. Haven't really purchased a lot of equipment either. Realizing, of course, that they have 13 rounds to work with. And hoping not to get sent to Uncle Hank's boarding school of economics. Where
no one wants to go there.
Where anybody who spends too much money at 15 rounds goes. Super Team is playing fairly passively. They still got some players holding all the way back. Perone in Flush's office for the day.
Game here, though. He's alone. And
this is a little dangerous. You can be caught off guard so easily here with the smoke out, lose 1 AK, and you can just turn the round around. Zarte's right there behind the little corner in Banana. And somehow Super Team are just so oblivious to the fact that there could be CTs lurking here. Let's see. Here's the first kill for Sergey. No AK picked up, though. Zarte deals some damage as YZN gets on the board. Second kill for him, but just 6 seconds left.
This is where it gets dicey.
Oh, they're not going to get the bomb planted. And that's, you hate to see it. To be fair, though, doesn't that just completely sum up the game, the way that final round ended?
It pretty much does, doesn't it? It's like, what can you say? As they had everything in the grasp, but that one kill with the deagle from Alexi, a truck, to the guy that had the bomb.
Yeah, I was too generous. That doesn't sum up the game, because they at least had it until the last seconds. I mean, that's just a rough game for Super Team. They were clearly outmatched. I would have liked to have seen them on more of a puggy map that's easier
Mirage,
to play.
Cash, like that, yeah.
Mirage, something like that.
Maybe we do get to see that later.
On Overpass, I mean, there was just no chance. Havu just looked far too comfortable. Alexi had more kills after the first half than the entire Super Team, for crying out loud.
Yeah, that's not a great look, is it?
No.
And yeah, like you said, going to a map like Overpass, it's too technical against an actual team. The timing rotations, the aggression you need to show, and be able to show something that makes sense, you know, that has some kind of a dynamic of a team play. It's so much harder to make as a POG, even if you've practiced a few times, against a team that does practice regularly and is considered a team. So I think that's where they really it didn't work out for them in terms of the map and the veto.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Especially, like, at least on Overpass, it looked horrible. Let's be honest.
I mean, there wasn't not a lot to write home about from that one.
The less you write home, the better. Speaking of that, I think we're going on a bit of a break here.
Yeah, it's time for a little break. Give these guys some time to settle down, gather their thoughts, mental reset. You know, maybe take a nap, feel like it's a new day, something like that.
Yeah, well, they have to.
And then
they have to go through an elimination game next. So that is a.
Well, could it possibly get worse?
No, definitely not.
It can get worse. It's only way up.
I mean, if they don't win a single round, it's kind of worse.
But you could go 0-16 and it could.
Whatever.
Never mind.
Let's go on a break.
Let's just go for a break. We'll be back shortly with more Counter-Strike.